Hey Genderqueer gang, it's me. This is going to be a short one for me this week because I don't really have a lot to say about the topic we've been assigned, and also I don't really have a lot of time to do this video, so I'll just get right to it. So, well, there are two different questions, but the one that I'm going to be answering is how did we or do we get our family, our friends to understand or accept our gender identity? So family, throwing that out completely, none of my family knows. As far as friends, getting them to understand is very difficult. Getting them to accept, I've found, is fairly easy. Even my partner doesn't really understand my gender identity. He doesn't really understand the concept of gender identity at all. I guess just because he's cisgendered, so he's never really had to think that much about his gender identity. He doesn't understand it, even though he accepts me like 350% and, you know, is pretty much my biggest supporter in all of this. And, you know, does things I really like calling me his lady boy, or like he'll switch off with male and female pronouns, and I really like that. So, not when he's talking to other people though, just when he's talking to me. So, so to get people, I guess the way that I explain it to them is that I just kind of go a very technical route about it. I don't really like to use a lot of emotional arguments. I just explain, you know, cisgendered is what most people are, where they feel like their brain matches the sex that their organs are or that they were assigned. And then most people also know what transgender is, which is where they feel that they are the complete opposite of the gender or the sex they were assigned. And that genderqueer is neither, both, a mixture, anyone who doesn't feel male or female. And I explained that I feel male and female personally, but obviously it's different for every genderqueer person. And people don't really understand it most of the time, but at least in my case, they always accept it. I've never had anyone question, like, are you really genderqueer or not? I think just because the way I act, the way I look are very androgynous. I think it would be very strange for people to think that I'm not genderqueer, I guess. Like, I've really always been pretty androgynous. I went back and watched a few months ago some home movies, and I found one from when I was 11. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm acting just like a little boy. So, yeah, I've always looked and acted pretty androgynous or genderqueer. So I think people kind of, at least I hope they do anyway, they kind of now have a label to describe my gender, which I think is helpful, not hopeful. Another thing is that for a while on my Facebook I was doing the 30-day genderqueer challenge, which can be found at Susan's forum. If you just search for 30-day genderqueer challenge, it'll pop up, and it just has a bunch of questions. You answer one question a day just about your gender identity, and I did that for like the first 15 or 16, and then I kind of dropped off, so I should probably start doing that again. And I think that's a good way for people who are interested to get some insight into you know, alternative or non-binary genders. Yeah, that's about it. Pretty short one for me, but I'm very busy today and don't have a lot to say about this topic. So, hopefully I'll have more to say next time. See you guys next week.